If you're a man over 50, there's a frighteningly high chance you're deficient in this one specific vitamin. And it's not just making you feel a little tired. It could be actively tanking your testosterone, weakening your bones, and leaving your immune system wide open for attack. We're getting straight into it, starting with the king of male vitality, right now. We're talking about vitamin D, and calling it a vitamin is almost an understatement. Think of it as a master hormone that controls hundreds of genes in your body. And for men over 50, the number one reason to pay attention is testosterone. Let's be direct. Healthy T levels are everything: your energy, your drive, your muscle mass, your mood, your libido. The cells in your testes that actually produce testosterone have vitamin D receptors all over them. They are literally waiting for the signal from vitamin D to do their job. Without enough of it, those testosterone factories just slow down. Some studies show a direct, linear relationship. The higher your vitamin D levels, the higher your total and free testosterone. If you've been feeling like your engine isn't firing on all cylinders, this is the first place you have to look. But let's say you don't care about testosterone. Fine. How about not breaking a hip? Osteoporosis isn't just for women. Your bones need calcium, but here's the secret. You can drink milk and eat cheese all day long, but without vitamin D, that calcium sails right through your body without being absorbed. Vitamin D is the security guard that unlocks the door and lets calcium into your bones to keep them strong and dense. No guard, no entry. It's that simple. So how do you even know if you're low? The signs are sneaky. Do you feel a deep, persistent fatigue that sleep doesn't seem to fix? Do you have a nagging, dull ache in your lower back, or your bones in general? Do you get sick all the time? Is your mood in the gutter, especially during the darker winter months? That might be your body screaming for vitamin D. Here's the problem. As we get older, our skin becomes way less efficient at making vitamin D from the sun. And unless you live near the equator and work shirtless outdoors, you are not getting enough. Food sources? They're terrible. Fatty fish like salmon has some, and you'll find it fortified in milk. But you would have to eat an impossible amount to get your levels where they need to be. For most men over 50, supplementation isn't just an option, it's a necessity. You want to look for the D3 form, cholecalciferol, because it's what your body makes naturally. Doses of 2,000 to 5,000 IU per day are common, but the real pro move is to get a blood test. Ask your doctor for a 25-hydroxyvitamin D test. Get your number and supplement accordingly. It's the foundation of the entire vitality stack. But here's the catch. Even with perfect vitamin D levels and optimized hormones, you can still feel completely exhausted if your body can't actually convert the food you eat into raw energy. This brings us to nutrient number 2, a vitamin that your body gets progressively worse at absorbing every single year after you turn 40. Let me tell you about a client of mine. We'll call him John. A 58-year-old successful guy, sharp as a tack his whole life. But he came to me convinced he was developing early onset dementia. He was forgetting names, struggling to focus in meetings, and felt a constant brain fog he couldn't shake. He was terrified. We ran some tests. His problem wasn't his brain, it was his stomach. He was severely deficient in vitamin B12. Think of B12 as the spark plug for your cellular engines. It's essential for turning the food you eat into usable glucose. No B12, no spark. The result is a deep cellular exhaustion that no amount of coffee can fix. It's also critical for making red blood cells, the little taxis that carry oxygen to every part of your body. When you're low on B12, your red blood cells become large, malformed, and inefficient. Your muscles don't get enough oxygen. Your brain doesn't get enough oxygen. Of course you feel weak and foggy. And the neurological side is what really scared John. B12 is crucial for maintaining the myelin sheath, which is the protective insulation around all your nerves. When that insulation gets frayed, Due to a B12 deficiency, your nerve signals get short-circuited. This is where the tingling in your hands and feet, the balance problems, and the memory issues come from. These aren't just senior moments. They are physiological symptoms of a deficiency. So why is this such a massive problem for men over 50? It comes down to two things in your gut: stomach acid and a protein called intrinsic factor. To get B12 from food like meat or eggs, you need strong stomach acid to rip the vitamin off the protein it's attached to. As we age, our stomach acid production naturally declines. Even worse, if you take common acid-blocking medications for heartburn, you're basically shutting down your B12 absorption system. No acid, no B12. So even if you eat a steak every day, that B12 might not be getting into your system. This is why supplementation is so powerful here. Supplemental B12 is already in a free form, so it doesn't need stomach acid to be absorbed. For men over 50, this is a critical workaround. You'll see two main forms: cyanocobalamin, which is synthetic, and methylcobalamin, which is the active form your body prefers. Many experts recommend methylcobalamin, often as a sublingual tablet that dissolves under your tongue for direct absorption into the bloodstream. If you're fighting fatigue and brain fog, getting your B12 levels checked and supplementing could be like turning the lights back on in your brain. Okay, so now we've covered the hormonal master key with vitamin D and the energy spark plug with B12. But what if you're doing all that and you still get debilitating muscle cramps at night and you can't get a decent night's sleep? That's not D or B12. That's a deficiency in our third nutrient, the body's ultimate relaxation mineral. You get a Charlie horse at 3 in the morning, that searing pain in your calf. What's the first thing you think? I'm dehydrated, I need to drink more water. Right? For most men over 50, that's probably wrong. That painful cramp is more likely your body screaming for magnesium. Magnesium is the master relaxation mineral. It's involved in over 300 biochemical reactions, but its most important job is to act as a natural counterbalance to calcium. Calcium tells your muscles to contract. Magnesium tells them to relax. When you're deficient in magnesium, calcium runs unchecked. Your muscles stay in a state of low-level contraction. This leads to cramps, spasms, tightness, and that feeling of being perpetually tense. It's also why your muscles feel so sore after a workout and take forever to recover. Magnesium helps your body clear out the metabolic junk that builds up during exercise. And this relaxation effect is even more critical for the most important muscle in your body, your heart. Magnesium helps relax the walls of your blood vessels, which promotes healthy blood flow and takes a huge strain off your heart, helping to maintain normal blood pressure. It also regulates your heart's rhythm. Those scary heart palpitations or flutters you might feel. A magnesium deficiency is a very common culprit. But here's the magic bullet for many guys: sleep. Can't shut your brain off at night? Wake up at 2 a.m. with your mind racing? Magnesium is essential for regulating neurotransmitters that promote calm, specifically GABA. It helps quiet the nervous system, allowing you to drift off to sleep and stay asleep. For millions of men, a simple magnesium supplement in the evening is the most effective sleep aid they've ever tried. So why are we all so deficient? Our soil is depleted, so our food has less magnesium. Processed foods are stripped of it. And worst of all, chronic stress, something most men know well, burns through your magnesium stores like a wildfire. On top of that, our absorption gets worse with age. It's a perfect storm. When it comes to supplementing, you have to be smart. Avoid the cheap stuff, magnesium oxide. Your body barely absorbs it, and it's famous for causing disaster pants. Look for chelated forms where the magnesium is attached to an amino acid. The best all-around choice is magnesium glycinate. It's highly absorbable, and the glycine part provides an extra calming effect, making it perfect for taking an hour before bed. A dose of 200 to 400 milligrams is a great starting point. So now we have the hormonal key, the energy spark plug, and the relaxation mineral. We're building the complete system. But there's a silent killer at work in most men over 50, a destructive force that underlies heart disease, arthritis, and brain fog. To fight it, we need our fourth nutrient. Imagine your body as a house, and chronic inflammation is a slow, silent fire smoldering inside the walls. You don't see it, you don't feel it at first, but it's slowly damaging the structure, day after day. That fire is the root cause of most of the diseases we fear as we age: heart attacks, painful arthritis, cognitive decline. The average Western diet is like throwing gasoline on that fire, but our fourth nutrient is the fire extinguisher. We're talking about omega-3 fatty acids. Here's a shocking statistic. The typical modern diet has a ratio of about 20:1 of pro-inflammatory omega-6 fats to anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats. It should be closer to 2:1. Omega-6s, found in vegetable oils and processed foods, are the kindling. Omega-3s, specifically EPA and DHA, are the firefighters. They produce powerful compounds that literally resolve inflammation, telling the fire to stand down. For your heart, this is non-negotiable. Omega-3s lower triglycerides, reduce blood pressure, make your blood less sticky and prone to clotting, and can even prevent plaque from building up in your arteries. They are a top-to-bottom cardiovascular shield. For your brain, it's just as critical. Your brain is about 60% fat, and a huge chunk of that is DHA, one of the key omega-3s. DHA is the physical building block of your brain cells. It keeps the cell membranes fluid and flexible, allowing for lightning-fast communication between neurons. When your DHA levels drop, your cognitive processing slows down. Your memory gets fuzzy. Your risk for age-related decline goes up. Keeping your brain bathed in DHA is like using high-octane fuel and premium oil in a high-performance engine. And your joints? That grinding pain in your knees, the stiffness in your shoulders? That's inflammation. The powerful anti-inflammatory effects of EPA can dramatically reduce the pain and swelling of arthritis, improving your mobility and letting you get back to the activities you love. You can get omega-3s from food, primarily fatty, cold water fish. Just remember the acronym SMASH: salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. But let's be honest, are you really eating that 2 to 3 times a week, every week? Probably not. And while plant sources like flax and chia seeds are good, they contain a different type of omega-3 called ALA, and the body's ability to convert it into the useful EPA and DHA is incredibly poor. This makes a high-quality fish oil supplement a no-brainer. Don't just look at the total fish oil amount on the bottle. That's a rookie mistake. Look at the back label for the combined total of EPA and DHA. You want at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA per day. Also, look for the triglyceride form, which is what you find naturally in fish and is much better absorbed. Taking control of your omega-3 intake is one of the most powerful anti-aging strategies you can deploy. We've covered hormones, energy, relaxation, and inflammation. We have one piece left. This is the nutrient that fuels the power plants inside every one of your cells, and it's being actively depleted by one of the most common drugs taken by men over 50. Millions of men over 50 are taking a statin drug to lower their cholesterol. It's one of the most prescribed medications on the planet, but it comes with a dark side that many doctors fail to mention. The very same biological pathway that your body uses to make cholesterol is also the pathway it uses to make our fifth nutrient, coenzyme Q10. When you take a statin, you block cholesterol production, but you also cripple your body's ability to produce CoQ10. So what is CoQ10? It is the spark that ignites the fuel in your mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside every cell. It's absolutely essential for creating ATP, the body's main energy currency. The organs with the highest energy demands, your heart, your liver, your brain, have the highest concentrations of coenzyme Q10. When your coenzyme Q10 levels drop, which happens naturally with age and is drastically accelerated by statins, your cellular power plants start to fail. This is why the most common side effect of statin drugs is debilitating muscle pain and weakness. Your muscle cells are literally experiencing an energy crisis. They are being starved of fuel. Replenishing CoQ10 is like putting fresh batteries in a device that's been running on low power for years. Your heart, the hardest working muscle, benefits enormously. Coenzyme Q10 not only fuels the heart muscle, but also acts as a powerful antioxidant, protecting it from damage. It can improve exercise performance, reduce fatigue, and support overall cardiovascular health in a profound way. Even if you're not on a statin, your natural production of CoQ10 has been declining since your 20s. That gradual loss of get up and go you feel isn't just in your head. It's a real biological process happening at the cellular level. While you can get small amounts from organ meats and fatty fish, it's virtually impossible to get a therapeutic dose from food. For supplementation, you'll see two forms: the older, less expensive ubiquinone, and the active, more bioavailable form called ubiquinol. As we age, our ability to convert ubiquinone into the active ubiquinol form decreases. So for anyone over 40, spending the extra money on ubiquinol is a smart investment. A typical dose is 100 to 200 milligrams per day, taken with a fatty meal to enhance absorption. It's the final piece of the puzzle for recharging your body's batteries. So let's do a quick final recap of your new Vitality Toolkit. Vitamin D for your hormones and bones, vitamin B12 for your brain and energy conversion, magnesium for relaxation, sleep, and muscle function, omega-3s to extinguish the silent fire of inflammation, and CoQ10 to power the whole system. This isn't just a shopping list. This is your action plan. You don't have to do it all at once. Pick one of these that resonated with you the most and start there. Get a blood test. Talk to your doctor. Reclaim your energy. Out of these 5, which one was the biggest surprise to you? Let me know in the comments below. I read all of them, and your feedback helps me decide what deep dive video to make next. And now that you know what nutrients to add to your system, it's just as important to know what you need to remove. Click the video on the screen right here to learn about the 3 so-called health foods that are actually destroying vitality in men over 50. Thanks for watching. Thanks.